Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert's Porch. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, we are 94 days away from the 2024 Daytona 500, so we're going to profile car number 94. Before we do that, we can't let today pass without mentioning a few words about Ken Squire. He passed away last night among family, and 88 years old, I believe he was. One of the pioneer announcers in NASCAR history. He helped start the Motor Racing Network, MRN. He mentored so many hundreds of announcers. We talk a lot in football about the coaching tree. Well, there's a lot of announcers, the announcing tree that came from Ken Squire. Dave Moody on XM Satellite Radio was one of them, among others. The Day of Remembrance on XM, Sirius XM today on Channel 90. Just remember some of the great calls, great stories about Ken Squire, and on Speedway they played the Ken Squire Legend series, his story and from his words. So definitely an extraordinary man. An ordinary man doing extraordinary things was his favorite saying. That's what he was. I know my childhood watching NASCAR was Ken Squire. It was just Ned Jarrett. It was Dave Despain. It was Barney Hall on the radio. Some of the greats of the sport. But yeah, definitely a day to remember for the late, great Ken Squire. All right. You know what? 94 days until Daytona. Ken Squire was a huge advocate to get Daytona, 1979 Daytona 500 on CBS, flag to flag. And it wasn't the first NASCAR race to be flag to flag either. I love how he corrected Dave on that. It was the biggest. The fact that Trenton and Longhorn, shorter 100-mile races, they were flag to flag, but not in a 500-mile race. Yes, I mean, we're kind of down to Daytona, so we're doing all that in the memory of Ken Squire. So here we go. Number 94, NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR Xfinity, NASCAR Truck Series, Craftsman Truck Series, excuse me. If you're new to Robert's Porch or you're new to the countdown, we started at 104, which is a Monday after the season ended. We're down to 94. So we're going to talk about the stats from each division. So the Truck Series, 51 starts for the number 94, 1 win, 6 top 5s, 11 top 10s. Timmy Hill had 12 starts in the number 94. Chase Elliott, 9 starts in the 94 in the Truck Series, 1 win, 5 top 5s, 7 top 10s. That's why he skipped the Truck Series and went to Xfinity. Ron Barfield, 8 races. Jeff Andretti, 3 races. Wendell Chavis, 7 races. And Ronnie Hornaday had 6 races. That was all for the Truck Series. In the Xfinity, 100 starts, 1 win, 3 top 5s, 6 top 10s. Ron Barfield Jr., 20 starts, 2 top 10s. Larry Guzzelman, he was a former Winston West driver. He had 14 starts in the 94 for the Xfinity Series. Derek Cope, 9. Texas Terry Labonte, 8 starts, 1 win, 3 top 5s, and 4 top 10s. Wally Lambert, Tony Cunningham, Jason A. White, Brian Taylor, Anthony Kirby, Ricky Markley, all had 3 starts. Now the Cup, there's a few more starts in the Cup Series, 531 to be exact. And it's not the lowest either. That's what's crazy about it. If you actually look at the history of these car numbers, in 1972, NASCAR changed it where you couldn't have a 3-digit car number. You can only have a 2-digit car number. So there's 110 possibilities. So 0 through 9, 01 through 09, and then 10 through 99. And so there's 110 possibilities. No number has ever been retired in NASCAR. Now, there is a few historic numbers that aren't ran. One of the biggest historic number that's not ran any longer is the number 28. And as I've learned over the last few months, that Doug Yates actually pays a fee to NASCAR each year to hold the 28, so nobody else uses it. I know when Dale Jr. talked about his podcast, when he first went to Hendrick, he's a historian of the sport. He likes the cool numbers. He talks like 51 and 47, kind of the mainly numbers. And they wanted to do something with 8. So they're like, 28. I love the history of the sport, and 28, there's a lot of history to it. So they asked Robert Yates. He said he had to talk to Texaco. Of course, you know, Dale's like, what? I mean, what do you mean? They haven't been in the sport for a long time. So he went to Texaco, and Texaco wasn't crazy about it. And Robert Yates told Dale Jr., we'll give you the 88. Please don't use the 28. We're asking you not to. 88, that works, you know, 8 and add an 8 to it. No big deal. I thought he might want the 38 because of the 3 for his dad and the 8 for his grandfather. But hey, the 88 worked. Still uses it today. That's the only number that I know of that is historic enough where it's not being used, but there's a reason it's not being used. Like the 94 isn't being used, but it was going to be used, but then it wasn't. When GMS first went to the Cup Series, they announced 94, but when they merged with Petty, they went with 42. So the 531 starts, there's still a lot of below. If 95 is below, we've already done that. The 92 is below that. That one's coming up. But yeah, it's like 93. Those numbers aren't hardly used. The least used number is actually 65. So that's amazing to me. The least used number that has a win is the 58. So we'll get into more of that as we get to those numbers. But in the Cup Series of numbers for the 94, Bill Elliott, 185 starts. No wins. He didn't win a race when he owned the 94 car, which kind of surprised me. I didn't even realize that. 13 top 5s, 45 top 10s, and 3 poles. Sterling Marlin, 59 starts, 9 top 5s, 23 top 10s. Clarence DeZilia, 58 starts, 12 top 10s. Texas Terry Labonte, 58 starts, 5 top 5s, 23 top 10s, and a pole. Don Blutterman, 35 starts, 1 top 10. Banjo Matthews, yes, the Banjo Matthews chassis guy, drove 26 races in the number 94, 1 top 5, 8 top 10s. Bobby Wawak, 23 starts, 1 top 10. Ed Cole, 16 starts, 1 top 10. Louis Smith, 8 starts. E.C. Ramsey, 6 starts. And then J.O. Stanton, 6 starts, 1 top 10. So the 94, not a lot of stats, but it has some. Bill Elliott's the most known for when he owned his race team, the number 94 Medallions car. In the Truck Series, Chase Elliott, his only truck win in the 94. I believe that's for Junior Motorsports. But that's it. Not a lot. But we are 94 days away from the 2024 Great American Race, the Daytona 500. And we talked a little bit about the late great Ken Squire. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports show content.